You could very well be ruining your hours of labor by choosing the wrong colors for your logo designs. Now, a simple 2-second decision can make or break the effectiveness of your logo, or even result in the client turning it down altogether. Colors are very powerful and they do tap into our psychology as human beings. Today, learn the differences that professional logo designers make as opposed to the amateur decisions that many designers do actually make with their logo designs. Now, it's great being able to show people how a design looks, but even more impressive if they can actually experience it too, and this leads to them understanding how it's going to behave. And so learn more about Framer later in today's video and how to show off your designs. So first, and maybe the most important aspect that any professional or good logo designer will make, is the research. This will entail things like looking at what colors are linked to the client's industry. So as an example, a huge majority of financial brands will use blue as their branding. So think of places like Chase, PayPal, Visa. Many use blue as their main branding color. However, in doing your research, you might also not want to fall into a trend, but choose something polarizing to stand out from the crowd. An example here in the financial sector would be MasterCard. Other color research will be things like looking at what colors are associated with moods and emotion, and then link that back to the color research for the brand. So if your client is a high-end fashion label, maybe you want to go for something dark and grey which can project a sense of class or sophistication. When designing the logo, you should be mapping out an image of the typical consumer or the target market of the logo you're designing. So you should be aware of what they are like, and in knowing that, you can better apply the right color to appeal to that kind of person. Something some amateur designers do is they will slap a color onto a logo design simply because it's the color they like or it's their favorite color. This is probably one of the worst things you can be doing in terms of color. The color choice needs to target the consumer of the brand and link back to the brand itself. So if anything, you should be thinking, what is the brand's favorite color? Not what's your favorite color. So in choosing color, drop any bias and think about the end consumer of the client and what they really want to see or what's going to spike the interest and intrigue. A professional client will often require spot colors. They might ask for their color to be in Pantone as an example. Professional designers understand this fully, and spot colors are used to ensure consistency. Logos are often created with spot colors so that the colors remain the same no matter who the print vendor is or where they're printed out in the world. This consistency is essential in corporate branding of a company, products, and services. So you should be aware of things like Pantone colors and color books. Now, I've made quite a few videos relating back to Pantone colors in my channel's history. Now, the next point on color choice and branding is somewhat blurred. There are exceptions to this rule, and quite rightly so. But as a rule of thumb, it is always safe to keep the number of color choices of your logo between 1 and 3. Too many colors might create confusion, and using many colors on a logo design is something that professionals can do really well, but it's something that amateurs will often mess up. Color is one of the elements of design, but it's not the only element, and the logo design should be easy and clear to digest. In order to build brand consistency, a predominant color should run throughout the entire brand. That being said, many famous brands have broken those rules. But for you as a designer, it's always going to be a safe choice to limit your color choice down to 1, 2, or 3. Now, interactive prototyping is the best way to communicate your app and your website designs. The sponsor of today's video, Framer, is a no-code, free-to-use tool making it easy for anyone to become a prototyper. So you can import your existing work and quickly swap out your static elements for pre-built interactive components. This includes things like sliders that actually do slide and inputs that can be filled, as well as buttons that can actually be clicked. Building out a full user flow is super simple as well. You can just link screens, buttons, and menu items, and pretty soon you will have a prototype that clearly communicates your vision to whoever you want to show it to. Now sign up for free by visiting framer.com/Satori. That link is down in the description box below, so do give it a try if you are a web or app developer. If you didn't see my video last week on using color on logo designs in Adobe Illustrator, click the video on screen. And until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.